All 7 of you, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Let us know if the sound is working. We got our little lavalier microphones on, and so when we switch from Andrea's channel over to mine, it's a switch in all of our equipment and everything. So we just want to make sure that everything's working correctly.
It looks like Dan and Michelle are with us. Mary and Steve all jumped over. And E. Brown, thanks for being here.
Hello, everybody. We really appreciate you guys coming, and really appreciate you joining us. Fury TV is also on again. Hello, Fury TV. Alyssa Scrabble Buddy, welcome back. Well, welcome back yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for jumping over. Appreciate that.
It, yeah.
Jesse, are you here?
Yeah, Jesse.
Come on, Jesse.
And Jesse bailed on
we gave
us
him he bailed on us the first time we went down, and we gave him a hard time about it, and he said he's going to join us, but so far, there he is. We guilt tripped him into being here. Glad you're here, Jess. We told everyone about your upcoming video, and they're all looking forward to it. Jip is here. Jip S33. Hello. Sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. E. Brown wants to know, Mary, are you the Mary we met last night? Yes, I know there is a Mary in town. Are you that Mary? Jack is here. Good to see you, Jack. Dan, the image flipped. Is that an internet thing?
Yes, it is. I noticed that when we were live streaming on your channel, the image on your computer was mirrored. So I was like leaning this way, but in reality, I was starting to lean. It was really throwing me off for a few minutes.
Weird.
And now
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I don't know if Dan was with us a second ago, but I was saying, like, so when we switch over to my channel, we're switching over everything. It's different equipment, different microphones, different inputs. We're using my phone now instead of Andrea's computer, so it's an entirely different setup. The only thing that remains the same is the lighting, but everything else is different. When we do it from my phone, it's like it's a proper mirrored image. It's not.
Yeah, that's odd. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, with yours it was flipped, and you can kind of see on your shirt, like your logo is backwards because it's like we're looking in a mirror now, which kind of makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
When we were doing on yours, it had automatically flipped it around.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't paying attention to that because that would have gotten me confused.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't have any current questions or comments. So you had an idea of some things that we could talk about.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about like 2 main things. One is me moving here and purchasing a house, and then also we had a request last week to talk a little bit about like the difference between living in Pogradec proper, the big city, Metro Pogradec.
Yes.
And living out here in the village where my house is. So we're going to kind of cover those topics. And if you guys have any questions, we'd love to answer them for you. The more you guys comment and the more that we can interact, the easier it is for us. So you don't have to just speak verbatim. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about. So I came here a few years ago. I'd always wanted to live overseas, particularly in Europe, and for as long as I can remember, especially after the first time I ever came to Europe. And I was always looking for a place to come and experience, a different mode of life, different culture, and really help round out my education, getting experience somewhere outside of the U.S.
Were you always looking for village life?
Was that no, it wasn't always village life. It was mainly just like a different cultural experience than what you get in the U.S.
Sure.
The U.S. is a big place, and there are differences, but by and large, you go from Maine to California, and it's a lot of the same culture. There are big differences, but it's very not as big as it is going from the U.S. to Europe. So a very different experience here. So that was the main reason. And I stumbled across Albania on YouTube, of all things, with a guy who does videos called David's Been Here. And he did a video here, and I was like, man, I hadn't thought of Albania. I was really looking to move to Greece because Greek is my second language, and it's I have a minor in classical studies, so I know a lot about ancient history, which is why my channel kind of focuses on the history of this region. And Greece is very hard to move to, as is Italy as an American citizen. And then I saw the David's Been Here video, and I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about Albania, even though I knew an Albanian in the United States. Um, and after that, I started watching more videos, in particular James Lythart, and was like, yeah, that's a real option. And I learned that Albania is extraordinarily U.S. friendly. In fact, I think it's honestly, I'm not even, this isn't conjecture or hyperbole. I think Albania is more pro-American than the U.S. At least it used to be. That's kind of curtailed a little bit recently, but it is a very, very pro-U.S. Country. Almost everybody who lives here has family that lives somewhere in the U.S. They have an uncle or a niece or whatever that live in the U.S. So there's a very, very tight connection between our countries. We had a very strong relationship. The founding of Albania, all the way up until communism, when the country became isolated, and then once communism was over, it was back. The relationship was on 100%, to the point where there are statues of Americans all over this country. There's a roundabout with a statue of Woodrow Wilson in Tirana. There's statues of George W. Bush. There's even a George W. Bush street in Kruya and a George W. Bush ice cream parlor. There's even a bust of Hillary Clinton in Saranda. It might be the only bronze bust of Hillary Clinton on the planet, and it's here in Albania. So it's a very, very pro-American country, and they make it particularly easy for Americans to move here.
Yeah.
So we have a strong cultural tie between our two countries, and that's made it a really easy place to move to. I mean, when I say easy, I mean relatively easy. Like moving to an EU country or Japan or somewhere like that is very difficult. You need a lot of money. You need to do a lot of paperwork, and even then, it can be extraordinarily difficult